CT sides were a little bit shaky. We definitely saw a lot of failed banana control going down. Coming into in the grand scheme of things. Not usually how a third map goes, but like I said, either team could have picked it. But that's why neither team picked it.
Yeah, and immediately we just have Heretics actually rushing straight down through Secret. Kiyoshima, I believe, being the man who was lurking up around door right there, actually able to go ahead and cut off the rotation of Freiburg. So he's gone ahead and massively slowed down some of those Dignitas players. Get right and Existo still given some time to rotate down. Exist somehow made it into the cubby corner right there. Unfortunately, isn't really able to do much with it. Despite that nade going in, it doesn't quite stop the bomb plant. So it does come down to now to 4-on-3 in the after plant. If they can move quickly, though, they do know Kiyoshima isn't quite in position to be able to help out. And as you can see, these blocks at long range, not ideal. Navira, though, does win that one out against Get Right. Help from Kiyoshima, who did eventually flank in true ramp. And there's the
later on. So when we move into this, the first, I think, 7, 8 Team Heretics are getting their one on the board, facing into a force buy. And the buy from Dignitas, look, it isn't amazing, but with pistols and the scout, there's definitely a lot of damage output potential in play. The scout's probably not going to be seeing anybody, though, because it's holding in towards outside. As Get Right picks up the opening on the Deagle, Freiburg's in with another. Get Right spotted Lucky close, hits him with a nade, tags him on the way out, and this is a really good start for the CTs.
Fantastic. I mean, they've got a 5-on-3. They haven't even taken any damage. They've still got a few nades left as well to contribute in this round. And Get Right is a very forward spot here in the hut, which I don't think is even going to be needed. Trying to go forward on ramp, they've just been destroyed. Exist looking to get a little bit more. Actually goes down, and a second player being dropped by Navira, but 50 for XMS. Nades, not the worst we've ever seen. They do have a few to work with at least, but a good opportunity.
How winning that or losing the pistol round can actually help you in your buy for the second round. If you're the T side and you get a bomb plant and lose, you get more money than your opponents, really. You're in a better spot overall economically to then continue forward and win out the future rounds and indeed pull ahead. For Heretics, it's disappointing to lose to such a scrappy buy from Dignitas, and now they move in towards ramp where Exist is spraying one. And needs to fall back. His teammate on ramp is in trouble, but it looks like he's going to be all right. Forrest comes in to save the day and pick up Skyrocket. They're up against Glocks, and they've got 2 SMGs. That's probably where they build up even more
the economy rolling early on, otherwise it can get very difficult to be able to actually hold it down. That's when you see teams sometimes coming in with very dominant T-sides. What is the goal? I mean, Team Heretics taking this relatively slow so far. Lucky eventually trying to come in true main. Unfortunately, the smoke had just been put down towards the door, so his teammates who probably were looking to try and help him out, not able to do anything. And yeah, it's the SMGs so far that are getting all of the kills. Freiburg goes down and gives one over to XMS, but not really too big of a deal. It's not really a lot to lose in this position, especially if they don't lose any more players. If Get Right's able to just clean this up, and there you go. Pretty good spray control on that Mac 10.
Friends, excuse me, on Nuke is a pretty rough thing to do, but especially when your opponents have got that much money. Losing this one, at least not getting 4 kills, like you need to beat back that economy, is going to hurt them a lot. Get Right's rushing in with a Mac 10 in hand, gaining control, getting an opening duel as well as second. What is this? I'm looking at Exist on ramp, trying to get aggro through the smoke as Get Right just destroys them. He's taking team main control. He's gotten them a 2-man advantage. And not even upgraded to one of those rifles. He's still rocking the Mac 10 and looking for some damage elsewhere as Kiyoshima is on outside and might just be his next victim. Kyo's starting to back off here. I think he's going to take Get Right down. Yeah, consolation, really. It's a 4 versus 2, and they've not got the bomb.
Yeah, that was just 0 Fs given. We can call him Get Right up in your face after that one. Nice kill by Holzer. Honestly, I was a little bit worried there that he might have went down. Did get dropped to 12 health, able to just drop back down. Now they, I believe at this point, do realize where Kiyoshima is as well. So probably not much that he can do. And unfortunately, gets already had a 4-on-2. So there really wasn't much to be done by Team Heretics to recover. And as you said, with that being another relatively clean round, you see Dignitas' economy is just beginning to really bolster up at this point. And it should be even better after this round, as long as they don't take too much damage, because they are being, at this point, pushed down on the A-bomb site quite quickly. Getting only a 1-for-1 initially. Get Right is kind of forced to actually fade back through the smoke. Some good damage there to help out, but a couple of kills being found by Lucky suddenly have brought Team Heretics right into this round. XMS also contributing on the P250, and now it's all on Get Right. They know where he is. He's been shooting away. He already has 1 kill, but he needs to make it 4 if he wants to win this round, and he actually delays that bomb plant.
Buys him time to go to heaven. This round is basically being pulled so convincingly towards Heretics because of a really smart smoke that they threw to stop the Molotov that was in towards main from actually spreading. They throw it from T main up against the wall. The flame actually slightly spreads through it. The smoke pops, and the smoke goes through the wall, extinguishes the flame, and lets them push onto the bomb site without taking a lot of damage. Get right, though. He's got one. He spotted the other player as well. Down he goes. Smoke in hand. Going to be diffusing, or is he? Well, Kiyoshima doesn't know, and that's the real problem. As time ticks away, Kiyo's not going for it. Here's the gunshots. Oh, man. Kiyo's got balls of steel. He still doesn't believe it. He's letting that clock run all the way down. He's still not going, and it's worked out for him. There's no time. Kiyoshima, his IQ it's too big. It's too much.
I would have been at least shoulder peeking, and then I would have just got wall banged down by Get Right because he's a much better player than me. So,
moving in for outside control. Flashes over, smokes as well. They're going to make it into main and look for a nice little post fight, but it's actually decide not to. They're moving into heaven, excuse me. XMS down onto Halzer. Get Right's known to be up close. They heard him pulling the pin. They're distracting him, and up behind comes the deadly Lucky. He's being watched now, but he gets in there with the decent timing, but not the kill. Get Right trying to bail out, goes up the ladder, but he's actually baiting them in for his teammate. Exist was there a second ago, holding the angle, but now backs off as no further contact was faced. Get Right holding in towards heaven to make sure they can't get onto the A site. But he's going to be double peeked here in just a second. In from main as well. And as he was spotted, he can't do a whole lot. Forest down below. They know he's there. He gets one, but nothing further afterwards. And it's all down to Kiyoshima. A 1v2 now, but 10 seconds left. He's got to go in for that bomb plant, and he's going to stick it. Freiburg's pushing him. He gets it down on the floor, but can't get the AK out in time. And so Dignitas will take a 5th round, carrying forward their AWP.
Dig just fighting right back in with a round of their own. I said that was a good opportunity for Heretics to start getting some momentum going on their T side, but some rounds. And obviously with being on the T side, if they can grind out up to maybe 5 or 6, that's when you're in an okay position. But there is some limitations to this fight. You have 2 Galils. Not too surprised. Lucky actually won the sacrifice down. They needed those extra nades, and with those, going to actually just immediately rush out door and down through vent. Existo realized.
Oh, Get Right down in secret. He's cut off by Maka. They were expecting that push already. Now, Forrest can't really do a whole bunch here. He's not got the support coming in from heaven or hell. And he's smoked off, but they push through it. Maka gives the opportunity, but he can't get around the corner in time. Good spacing by Heretics to get in and trade. And Freiburg, look, there's 4 people peeking into him. What can he do? Does well to find the first kill, but trades were too good for Heretics. And this has overall been a really well-structured round from the T side. At no point did you see them losing a player without the ability to immediately swing in with at least 2 to find the trades.
Yeah, this one's just over. With some money left over, Exist can actually drop a weapon. It'll only be 1 player who'll be low on money. Seeing Heretics getting 1 round at a time. They're like, okay, yeah, we can do this again. Let's just immediately return around and get back into our winning ways here on the CT side. But this is really the opportunity now for Heretics. They finally run that economy down. If they get this round, they probably get 5 off the back.
Events open for a player to potentially shift walk down. Even with Freiburg watching it from above, the timing could have worked out. That's what we saw from Maka the previous round, just destroying him. But as the smokes fade, it looks like Heretics do want to move in towards the site, and opening contact goes to Freiburg, who falls.
Yeah, Forrest actually did deal out a small bit of damage, but only having that Deagle now on the bomb site, unfortunately, isn't able to do anything with it. Also, just Get Right dropping in sync pretty much with him, and Kiyoshima, he just cleans up as they are going to go for some pistols and such. Only getting 2,400 after this round, so I'm surprised that they've spent so much. Get Right and trying to do some damage here. They'll probably take another eco in the next round, and at that point, Heretics could have 6 for themselves.
It's a great opening by Maka as well. They've got RAM control to play with, and Dignitas getting back in to claim any of this is going to be pretty difficult. The thing about having ramp right now is that Heretics have got the opportunity to go to A or B. It's hard for Dignitas to really convincingly stack, and even at that, the second Heretics take more than 1 or 2 players contact, they'll just be rotating immediately back to the other. They've smoked completely out on the B bomb site though, so it looks like we're going to have decently heavy commitment. The bomb plant to come through in just a second. They need to be covering the smokes for any pushes through. Nevera's very exposed, but they've got it on lockdown. And Dignitas probably is going to be playing for the exits. If you take a look at
pistols over, it gives them the chance again to try and do some damage, but Heretics at this point have really begun to build up a really solid foundation for their T side. Already having 5 rounds. If they add another 2 even to that, come out with 7 in the end. indeed, Heretics are beginning to build up a very solid economy now after 2 rounds in a row with 5 surviving and another opportunity to do it once again. So, unfortunately, that kind of small investment in that previous round didn't pay off at all for Dignitas. This time, though, Get Right, what the hell, completely blinded as he spams away to get the second. Suddenly, this is a doable round. Maka doesn't even notice that he's transitioned to Garage. That was a good opportunity. Unfortunately, not connecting the headshot, but it is at least a bit of damage. As I say that, though, the rifles, they do begin to reign supreme.
Oh, hold on. You were saying? Get Right, another on the Deagle. Op coming up close, but takes him down on the pistol, and it's all up to Exist. Both of these players are pretty low, but as he swings out, Maka had taken the AK just to finish him off. They haven't got the money to really stumble at any point. Like, we could be looking at a very dominant T-side from Heretics, but again, that's what I was saying earlier, right? That we had an incredibly T-sided series so far. I thought Nuke might change that a little bit, but it doesn't look like it for now.
It's an understandable thought to have as well, but no, definitely not being the case. Again, the T-side managing to trade out quite successfully towards this A-bomb site. Bit my tongue there somehow. It's Maka and Lucky who are left in the 2-on-2, and it doesn't look like Exist wants to remain in heaven anymore. They delayed it pretty well. The bomb was actually dropped over towards main right there, I think, so Maka had to spend a pretty decent amount of time retrieving it. Almost getting spammed down through the smoke. Needs to be very careful, just replenishing that smoke before he tries to actually stick that bomb plant, and it will eventually go down. But again, it's given some time. Exist has actually just come back in towards heaven. He will actually be flashed in for the peak, managing to find one, but at this point, they know where that final player is. Trying to come through that main smoke. Halls are going to be...
This is already a pretty damn good T-side for Heretics. They come into this facing off against a weaker buy. I mean, we had Maka on 1 kill after what was oh, wow. There he is with the opening. After, what was it, 5-6 rounds? That was his first kill. And now he's just showing up on a whole nother level.
Up or anything, so they do realize as the bomb starts to get planted now in a moment that it is indeed the B bomb site that they've lost. And I mean, having armor on 2 players, having a nade on Exist could make it a little bit worthwhile to try and actually save this one, or at least set up for some exits. But it looks like they are still trying to get something done here. Going for it, trying to get some damage at least, see if they can take away a couple of weapons. And there's an AK. Okay, Exist at this point, he may want to consider just retreating away. I mean, the bomb's not planted yet, so that's a positive. But against 4, I don't really see him having too many chances in this one. And indeed, gets the opportunity.
We're kind of struggling. And now with Maka turning up on the op as well, that was one... All the win conditions are starting to be ticked for Heretics.
Yeah, I wanted to believe the experience of this Dignitas core would come true on a map like Nuke, but so far Heretics are just looking so strong. Okay, Halzerk though, able to actually catch one there as the smoke begins to fade away towards outside, and if they don't get moving quickly, the rest of them are going to fade away too. Continuing to actually suffer casualties, barely making their way down Secret. Eventually, Get Right goes down to Kiyoshima. But even then, Get Right at least dealt out a decent amount of damage to make that somewhat work. They will have all the positions covered. Exist as a decent spot, though, to actually avoid that single door and ensure that he's not going to be exposed.
A nice clean shot by Exist. Navarro was already so low. The molly's keeping them back. Time just ticking away, and for Heretics getting back in here is going to be pretty damn difficult. XMS has got that op, and he's looking for a pick towards the ramp. No opportunities again. Dig just playing that super passive 1-for-1 trades. That's more than what they needed, but XMS gets an opportunity. He can plant safe now. No one's here to contest him. Going in for the AK. Didn't pick up the bomb just yet. Really ran that clock down. I mean, that was a very risky maneuver. He thought maybe someone's going to be peeking him, but no, they're at the single door now. Freiberg just buys himself the time. Oh, no! He almost had it, but he went in for the kill instead on ramp. He could have actually planted. He had 4 seconds just...
Him alone wasting the time while Forrest just hid back towards... 6th for Dig. Still, though, they need the 7th round, and then they're also going to need to come out with a good start on their T side as well if they want to make this back into a competitive game. Can they dig deep and make it happen?
Oh, wow.
Again.
They really do. Look at Freiberg. This man, we've seen him pull out PP Bisons. Now he's XMing down below. The nades just go past him. He's got the chances, the opportunities. There's one, and a lot of damage done onto the second. That's put them ahead by quite a margin. And indeed, giving them the info, there's lots of players down below.
And they're all just being picked off at this point. There was a decent spot there for Dig. They had the 4-on-2, but just in sync there, Navira and Kiyoshima, they find those openings, they give them the bomb plant, and get right in Forest. I mean, they are beginning to group up to try and bring this in through ramp and see if they can maybe make this retake happen, but I'm not liking their chances. Maybe they can find a bit of an upgrade. Yeah, there's an up for Get Right to at least try and run forward with. He knows there's one player in on the back behind the silo. Unfortunately, he did drop a teammate before actually being able to get the trade, so now Get Right left alone. Does have a defuse kit, has a nade, as well as that flash that he threw in towards the doors, which he is hoping there would be someone up close to so that he could get some sort.
Hello everybody and welcome back to Dignitas versus Heretics, half number 2. We're ready to roll. As we go into the pistol round, Dignitas are on their way to getting a decent buy. They got a P250 on Exist. He's got a bit of utility as well. It's going to be deployed towards the ramp. And the
Heretics back up into heaven. And this just gives them so much room to work with now for the rest of this round. But it does seem like they just want to straight up commit now in towards B. One player in that close corner being Maka, unfortunately not able to hit his shots as Freiburg jumps in. And I believe they also have spotted the fact that two players have begun to rotate down in through Secret, so they just swing it together. Nothing that can be done. Heretics are completely overwhelmed in that exchange, and now it's all on Naviri. He's gotten one, but he needs the ace clutch if he wants to make this round happen. So this should be the pistol going in favor of Dignitas, and it's one that they do really need. And there we have it. Forest able to finish that one off. 7 on, maybe even stronger than Heretics. We've said in general so far, it has been very decided in this series.
I mean, not even in round number 2. Instead, Heretics are pretty much conceding this round. They've only got those USPs. They're against 4 SMGs, excuse me. I forgot Freiburg is a PP Bison, man. Usually I judge it by how long the weapons are. But
a little bit more now. That previous map was the first time I've seen it since the little buff that they gave it. Did they only put up the damage? I can't remember exactly what they done to it because it didn't really interest me all that much. Definitely making a more effective weapon on these rounds though against the weaker buys for sure. And right now, I mean, quite a lot of damage has actually been done by Heretics. This is very risky. They are down into the 2-on-1. The bomb should be planted quite securely, but Forest is tagged up heavily. Get Right not looking perfect either as he's dropped the 68. So Lucky, he may as well go for this. He has a Mac 10 in his hands. This is quite winnable.
It absolutely is. The problem is they've heard the steps. Forest knows where he is, and so Get Right from afar is holding that angle, ready for him to peek on through. This is the shot, but he's got a flash, and this is where Forest swings, and he's gone. That's not worked out well. Guess he thought he wasn't going to be touched by the flashbang. Is he sticking that? Oh my god. Lucky's going in for the stick. Get Right. Hasn't heard any steps. Doesn't hear any movement. Lucky hears him coming up close and he gets him with the Mac 10.
Doesn't have time. So close. The music just started as he hopped on it, meaning he was about maybe a second off because the music actually starts half a second or so early. It's weird. But that was so close. As in, it's worrying how much they struggled against pistols.
But never mind pistols, Dean. It was USPs, for God's sake. I mean, if you say that, it could be Deagles, and then I'm a little bit more sympathetic to their cause. That was insane. They just ran down into Secret and got destroyed by... Okay. By the USPs everywhere, and it looks like they're not putting up too much of a fight against the rifles either. Heretics showing up in Forcer. They've already got 4 kills. Looking for the team ace. Navera's the only one that needs it. Oh, but he's not close by on ramp. What a shame. Oh, wait. Oh, he's going in for it, Dean. This could be it. 1 kill for every single player. Is it going to happen? Go away, Lucky. Stop coming towards ramp. This is Navera's moment. He spotted him. Look at Lucky. He wants to go in for a second kill. Oh, what a shame. Yeah, they win the round, and who can...
P9 trying to add to the bank as much as he possibly can. 600 per kill. I mean, we've seen it in the last half Exist on their early rounds, I believe, when they were up against the Eco. He was able to get like 4 with his one. So let's see. I mean, it's only Glocks. They're going straight towards outside right now, looking to see if they can potentially just overwhelm these players around main, and actually Get Right does find one. Unfortunately, not quite getting the AK out in time. Freiburg is a ballsy man. He just runs out on the...
Get that much damage done plus save an AK. Now Dignitas are really, really suffering for what they've done, for the mistakes that they've made. Oh, well bought up defense. You've got an SMG on Navera who's looking to farm a little bit of cash, but again, probably not getting the opportunities. Kiyoshima on the site with the M4, but he's actually spotted out by Exist. He was allowed to walk right out onto the site, find a double, and all of a sudden, Heretics are locked down. Exist's got another. It's all on Maka now to make this work in a 1 versus 4. Oh, how the mighty have fallen.
Yeah, Maka knows he can't make this happen, so he's just like, I'm going to save this M for Deagle, who can go out and hunt and see if they can find this final player, maybe even retrieve the op for themselves if they want to. And indeed, that is the case. They're looking for it right now. Maka is going to be able to take down Freiburg, though, and at this point, there's no one else really nearby to be able to try and attempt this. So Maka will just retrieve the op, go ahead and carry that over, give them that to work with in the next round, and obviously, of course, can give a rifle over, as I said, to Lucky, who does need one.
They're in a position here where their economy is now under a little bit of threat. Dignitas looking to move back in. They've got decent cash themselves. Obviously, the full utility, everything they could possibly want. Look at Maka. He's going straight in through Hut, and he's found a kill. Halzerk's taken down. Maka's gone for a ballsy play of his own. Did he just spot Get Right go down? Oh, I don't think he could even see the vent on his side. And remember, smokes are different client-sided a lot of the time, so we might be able to see Get Right's feet. We might see that he's not looking at the vent, but not as easy for him. Oh, Lucky. Okay, he did take that kill onto Freiburg, but the real problem here is Get Right. He's already down on the B site, and I don't think anyone will expect him to be here. They've seen him, though, so that kind of ruined. Moving down towards Squeaky. We'll see if there's any issues for the CTs. Navarro's up above. Are they going to check him? Yes, they see him as well, but he gets the bomb planter, and so much damage done to exist. Now, 9 HP, 15 seconds left. Tapping away. Maka shouldn't be facing too much longer. And yeah, he's got to go get that bomb. It's down in the open. The round's already over. There was nothing he could do.
Yeah, what's he going to actually buy up, though? Yeah, goes for the Deagle. He was pretty effective with that in that round where they actually won with just the pistols, of course. It was also the Tech 9. I can't recall who. I think it was Exist, actually, who got 2 openings. But obviously, you need to begin to feel like I committed heresy by betting against Heretics, because I said in the beginning of this map I was expecting Dig to be able to take it.
Only gambling with his respect, just to be very clear. Yeah, no, we were definitely... But I was on the side of Heretics to start this one out, but Dignitas really won over my favor after that first map. Oh, hello! They haven't spotted Lucky, and he's good for 2! He's got a teammate there to back him up as well. XMS dancing around the smoke. Flash going up behind him, and he gets it easily. Good flashbang in by Maka, and it's all down to Forest. Not a chance of winning that 1v4. And Heretics...
Inside information, we don't have any insights. There was 2 ways I could have went there, and I was just like, screw it, I'll mix both sentences together. Yeah, best of both worlds. There's 1 CZ and a P250 in this round, so they've invested a small bit, but not really too much that I expect them to be able to find the lot. Should be relatively straightforward. Forest, okay, that was some nice B-hops, though.
And caused a little bit of a distraction. Maka going to hold down. He's up close, and so far, he has certainly had the better side of chance.
Ooh, yeah, pops up there, spots the head of Forest before he could really spot anything, was already scoped in, and unfortunately not in the right position, so Exist now left alone. 1 on 2, it's definitely winnable. He already has 2 kills to his name, so he needs to double that and make it the quad. Opens the double door there to bait out that he may have went in. Unfortunately, failing to jump up, ends up actually making a little bit of noise there on the metal box, and I think at that point has given some information over now to the remaining Team Heretics players. They set themselves up to try and move in together from the double door. Exist does find the first, but doesn't expect XMS to be following it up just behind them. So plenty of time, of course, for that defuse. 14-9 for Team Heretics. Dignitas, they do at least have the money.
That eats into their economy a little more, but you're still talking about like 4 buy rounds. And Heretics, with the exception of the odd hiccup, they've been dominating when the rifles have been out for them. So Dignitas have a really, really tough task on hand. And now they're moving out into outside, where Lucky hasn't been spotted up close to this smoke. The angle not quite granting him side onto Freiburg, but as Freiburg pushes forward, checking the angle.
As you said, no free ramp control being found for Dignitas, and with that, they are going to just go ahead and try and bring it down on towards B, having Freiburg, of course, also on the other side being a bit of a nuisance, or the potential to be a bit of a nuisance. Going on the bomb site itself, there is just that up in towards the window area. Navarro does try to actually take that challenge. Unfortunately, Halzerk and a couple riflers peek him at the same time. He's instantly shut down, and the remaining Heretics players do just call for the save. Or do crazier things time and time again. It's been a while, but that's not to say that they still can't do it.
Scoreline does start to become a bit of an issue, as they're likely to have to Eco and Dignitas close in, but as then you see the loss bonus build up, Heretics would most likely just bounce back again and be in a positive mindset at least. Dignitas have got a long road to go. It starts here with Halzerk's opening, but Exist is taken down. The molly that was thrown in doesn't allow Maka to leave, unfortunately. Bit of a risky play, shall we say. Ramp open, and they're making a gamble that this is going to be an A hit with the utility that's already going down. It looks like it might be, but at the same time, They could just drop down vents. Oh no, it looks like it is A. This is dangerous.
Yeah, Lucky, I was gonna say, had a good position in the vents. He manages to swing up and actually catch himself a double kill before dropping the Freiburg. And at least brings it down now into a one-on-one for Maka. He also was able to pick up 2 kills holding that bomb site. Not really being quiet on the rotation, so Freiburg definitely should have heard those footsteps, and I do believe so. Has it planted for the single door, is able to position himself, and with that flash coming through, definitely knows the position now of Maka, who has to move relatively quickly. I mean, he does have a defuse kit. I don't think he actually knows exactly where Freiburg is. Of course, yeah, having to clear up close on the bomb site first. Should have a decent idea just because of the bomb plant, but also knows that he could be in the window, where Freiburg was actually out playing relatively aggressive. Maka swings in, has his crosshair perfectly on the head already, and just taps away. 3 kills for Maka. Another round goes.
They could have actually found a fairly decent round. The only problem would have been Lucky in the vents. Could have caught them as they dropped down, but instead, he caught them as he went up. They're so focused towards the bomb site, seeing a player heaven in sight, they don't for a moment suspect Lucky is so close to them. And that double kill really just recovered any deficit of frags that they had. Oh, wow. Well,
I think Freiburg is definitely cautious of this. You can see he was having a look around the box. They're making sure no one was pushed up, but this is just weird. The positions they've been able to get into. The question is, can Maka actually get there in time to really be effective? Because Get Right pushing forward with the rest of his teammates has...
well, I don't know.
You tried, Mitch.
Yeah, what's that called?
I'm not on them at the moment. The Valve?
Valve.
Yeah, the way that you don't know how to explain this immediately makes me think just don't do it yourself.
Yeah, I'll probably still try, let's be real. Tried to cook a steak, cooked my...
That's what they need from this point forward. It's going to be maybe 2 gun rounds for Team Heretics, so when you look at it that way, it's not quite as... I went to check though first if you're muted on Discord, because that happened before, and I just started talking over you. Because you muted yourself on Discord like a fool.
I know. Luckily, we haven't missed much though, or I haven't missed much. Dignitas moving down towards Secret, looking for that control. Down goes Get Right, but now they're realizing, hold on guys, we've stacked up the wrong site. We're taking this really, really slowly, clearing the angles as they should be. But that means that Heretics actually get a lot more time to get in here and make something happen. But look at Halzerk, or don't, because Auto Director doesn't care. He grabs a double kill and puts it into a 3 versus 3. Looking for more. Great damage done onto Maka. Now Heretics are just off saving.
Oh, no, they're not, because Navarre is being taken down. I mean, maybe Maka's going to be able to save, but even then, he is already pretty low. One player coming up the vent right now as well. Hits that. If they were to lose a round, it's not like they'd be forced to an eco, because the game's just over. But you want to keep enough money to be able to just reinvest in, make sure you have everything in the rounds that you're playing right now. Obviously, you can see Get Right being a little bit low. They can drop him over. Everyone else can
pauses. Now the strats are coming out, the USPs. Honestly, based on what we saw from them in round 2, where they got 5 kills and only missed out strats, Maka's going to be the really important player here with the AWP. We look to see him finding openings. He misses the shot. They're going to try punish it, but they can't get him in time. He's bailed back and playing towards heaven now. Safe as...
And let the pistols perhaps also begin to contribute to the round. And right now we are seeing some aggression coming in through lobby. XMS actually going to be able to find Get Right, steal away an AK, giving them an overall much better amount of firepower right now to try and fight into this round. And it seems like they do have a pretty good idea about what's going on. What the hell? Kiyoshima just instant double dinks Freiburg with the USP.
Yet again, Auto Director doesn't give a damn and doesn't show us that, but damn well done by him. Halzerk's pulling it all the way back. And looking to try and make this not be the end of the road for them. Exist with another, but here's Maka on the op, finds one from behind. And it's all onto Lucky. He's coming down through Secret with 10 seconds left. He's going to try to steal this one away, but they come into him. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to pull off the USP double.
Yeah, certainly could have been. It would have taken a little bit more pressure off the players if they were pushing into lobby. They might have even found more success. Who knows? Obviously, just having an extra advantage in the beginning even. So it was a pretty close round, all things considered, but that's not really an issue for Dig. As long as they win the rounds, that is all that they're really focused on. 2 more is all they need to actually pull this into an overtime, and on paper, this should be their round for sure, but I don't like saying that when there's 5 Deagles in play, because Maka shows us why. Already picking up that opening headshot on towards Freiburg, a good bit of damage also being dealt out as Forrest is brought to 51, and Get Right's dropped to 82. That's not massive, but that does help out. I mean, that ensures that 2 to the body are definitely going to take him.
Maka, Navarre instead baits them in. He's just spamming, not wide peeking that. No, there could be an op set up there, or indeed just an AK that will shred him. Oh no, I'm trapped on the ramp, he says. But Maka comes in with one. That's the whole point of that strat. He needs more, though. He's got to get it done. One shot, two shots. Not good for the third. But making it easier for his teammates to trade out. Lucky down below is going to be facing a challenge with 23 seconds left. 3 terrorists are on their way towards him. He's hit the headshots before. He starts this one out, missing the shots. They know where he is, and they just swing wide and take him down. 12 seconds on the clock. Bomb being planted in the back. Kiyashima not able to grab anything there. Couldn't even get to the doors in time. And now the Deagles look to pull back what is still a pretty good position considering the bye. But Dignitas dug in with time on their side.
Yeah, and looking at the health as well. Exist on 14. Forest, of course, hit down to 51. The wall bang from Kiyoshima. That works to give them an opening. If he had peeked a little bit wider there, maybe could have spotted Forest up on top of the railings. But as they begin to move out now, indeed, they have to deal with a bit of a crossfire here between the back box and Forest, which unfortunately they don't expect. So a free kill, it is worrying. But it has to be this round now for Heretics. If they want to close this one out, if they want to avoid taking this into an overtime, they need to go ahead and draw. It seems like both teams have been finding most of their success on the T sides.
Lucky again playing above the smoke. It didn't get him a lot before. He's got one. Oh, the molly's going to deal so much damage, but no one can chase him through it. He drops a nade just to be sure. And Maka, look at this aggressive stance he's gone into. He hears the steps down below, knows there's a minimum 2 players in position now, moving down through Secret. Lucky's ready to take that fight. Bit of a challenge on ramp as well as they try to seize control here. Lucky, molly in hand. Almost had amazing timing on it. He's taken it though. Waiting. There's the nade. He knows they're there. Molly down to try and split them up a little bit. Does some decent damage. He's got cover but behind him. Do they check close? There's a player on the flank and this could be it. Low HP on Forest and he's taken down. Lucky looking in for a fourth. Get right peeks. Doesn't find it, but that's why XMS was there. Swinging down through the vents to find the frag and finish the round. Dean, that